Well, leave it a couple of days, calm down a bit. Calm down, what a funny word to be using. 3-all draw, entertaining game, plenty of goals. It should be quite... had my money's worth there, but... it's the nature, isn't it? It's the nature. I think probably every video I did last season, there was a running theme. Wednesday have to work for their goals, and opposition don't. I mean, look at our first goal yesterday, just for an example. Ball's over there, I.O. front right hand side, Wednesday spreading play, we've got a nice spread. Bannon's up in an attacking position, Delabishiro and Byers in there in midfield. George Byers always showing for it, he shows for it, takes ball in from my offer, and as you can see, always takes it on half turns. He's always got his head up for it next idea, so it's a split second touch, first thought, get it forward. Quick zip ball in, Gregory's aware to it, drops off his man, knows exactly what he's going to do, little layback to Bannon, and straight away, almost before he's laid it off, he's spinning in to get towards box. Bannon got that vision, already playing that ball, not even having to look because he's already spotted down here, Windass is on his bike. Fantastic ball, magnificent run from Windass to completely break offside trap, gets to byline, and as you can see here, Gregory busting a gut to get it box, but look here at Windass, he's got his head up. Great play, he's not rushed, he's not panicked, he's had a touch, he's got his head up, he sees Marvin screaming in at back post, zips one right through, it's a terrific ball in there. Gregory's in mix, clattering everybody about and taking them away from equation, and Marvin opens his body and it's a nice finish. Do you see what I mean? It's a really, really well worked goal. It's good movement, we use the width, it comes inside, quick ball, brilliant little centre forward play with a drop in, knock off and spin. Brilliant first time ball from Bannon, perfectly timed run from Windass, head up, cross and a lovely finish. It's a really well executed goal. Everybody playing a part, it's quick, it's sharp, there's great movement in there. It's a really, really good goal. Their goals: lob one in, free header. Lob one in, free header. It's just frustrating. And I did a video over the week saying if Wednesday could improve on their set piece defending, because last season our open play defending wasn't that bad. It was the set pieces. If we could improve on set piece defending, great. But in open play now, and ironically, the first goal, it actually comes from a set piece that we actually deal with really well. It's then when it breaks down and becomes open play that we then concede. So the set piece comes in, we've got 9 men back there and we're all marked up, we're not looking too bad. Now as it dips down onto the far side, there's a couple of things that happen. It first is on the front side, the lad who ends up scoring the goal shoves George Byers to the floor, and in the melee there that lad ends up getting lost. We'll come to that later. But the ball dips over to the back post. Ennigan actually makes a superb headed clearance because he's facing towards the ball and he manages with a shove in the back to glance it away behind him, does really well. Windass gets out there after it. Lad gets past him, probably a bit too easy, there's a little skip there. As the ball comes back in though, we still don't look too bad. We look in the middle here, we've got a 3-on-3, we're more or less marked up. But the lad that Byers was marking is actually now being picked up by Gregory. Whether Gregory's aware that he's picking him up, I don't know. Ball gets clipped in, big lad goes up for it there, he misses the ball and the lad behind has just dropped away from Gregory. Big unit he is as well, this lad. Flattens Bannon, who can't really do anything anyway because he's on the other side of the ball, and it's a looping header into the near post. Can Stockdale get there? Well, there might be a few little questions about that. And that's where it's so frustrating, because we actually deal with the initial set piece. He goes out the other side and then we're all at sea. Obviously there's been that shove on Byers, things get a bit mixed up. Ball clipped in, and it's that communication, isn't it? People have left a man, so it's, oh, I'll get near this one. very, very frustrating. And all the goals that they've scored is from open play. I mean, I've highlighted that one because that, you know, that's the first equaliser, and that were the interesting one in terms that it come from a set piece. The others, they're just bog standard crosses into box. In fact, I mentioned one, it comes from a big Route 1 ball down the channel, and I've sort of discussed that. I did a little video earlier, you might have seen it, you might not. I'm not going to copy it in here because it'll just make video too long, but if you haven't seen it, I'll just put link up here now and you'll be able to have a look at that. Bog standard headers, and headers do my heading. 3 headers, they did my heading last season. One here, kid here just jumps. Don't jump! Not my man, jump! One person can head ball at a time. Your man, oh, he's your man. Do you know what? There's one ball and one person's going to head it. Sometimes, forget about him and go and attack. Jump, anyway. 5 out of the last 7 goals, headers. 5 out of the last 7 goals we've conceded have been headers. Cannot keep conceding goals, simple goals. Every time ball gets wide and crosses come in, you shit yourself. You shit yourself. I mean, the thing is, when you're playing wing backs and all, it only needs a wide overload and you're going to concede crosses come into your box, aren't you? So, if you can't cut them off at source, then you've got to make sure you're winning them when they do come in. And we just don't win enough headers. Same with open play, set pieces, I mean corners. Every time opposition get a corner, you know, you're like watching it like that because you know, some good football played in this division. There is. But sometimes folks just put it in mixer, and you've got to be able to combat that. You've got to be able to win that aerial challenges. Slink ball in box, and Wednesday will crumble, and we crumble because we just don't fucking. Yes, I'll fucking head that. I'll fucking open window. There's just not enough of that. Fucking head it. Well, I'm a bit calmer now than I was then. That was last New Year. But obviously the same things are happening. Nothing's changed in that 6 months. We still cannot defend corners coming in, crosses coming into the box. And it's... I don't know how we get around it. But I don't just want to be negative, because it weren't first game of the season. We have got a point on board, and we have scored 3 goals. 3 really good goals in all. 2 fantastic individual goals by Dele Bicheiro, 1 fantastic team goal. Yeah, Dele. That's a huge positive out of it for me. Positives in the game. Dele Bicheiro, really good game. 2 fantastic goals. Although we don't want to be relying on 20 and 30 yarders to get us out of jail all along, because when they dry up you can be in trouble. And we had that we reached, didn't we? 35 yarder every 4 weeks, but you can't rely on them. Wallace, Forestieri again, even when we've got a great side. But great game from him, not just the goals, powering on through midfield, making them long busting runs we know he can, and knocking people off ball with his shoulders, which we know he's capable of doing. I've talked in other videos that I want to see him doing the other stuff, the simpler stuff, a little bit better. I thought we saw that yesterday. Okay, he's get a ball away for one of the goals. But with the way we're playing football, we're going to give the ball away. That's going to happen. The way we're looking for them little passes and triangles, we're going to give the ball away. But I thought he was good overall, and I thought he did the basics better overall. In fact, I just got a little example here of something. Come running through on that left-hand side, and at one time he's just going to cut inside. In fact, he later does with one of his goals. He comes inside and ladders it, but he comes inside, and it's just a little ball into Bannon, who opens his body, lays it back to him, and he's carried his run on. He comes round in that wide arc, and again, he could be looking for a little slip ball in, but he opens it up and he puts it out to Hunt. Most importantly, he then carries on and he gets himself into the box to try and get on the end of Hunt's ball. Like I said, don't come to anything, but it's just an example how I think he's improved with just those simple areas of the game where I think sometimes he let him send down last season. Like I said, little 1-2 with Bannon, don't get overexcited and you know, pounding blood round ears, gets his head up, has a look and sees Hunt on that side, and then carries on and gets in the box. And that's going to be vital to us this season, because midfield have got to chip in with them goals. So that's just a little example where I thought he was doing some really good stuff right edge of box, not including his 2 fantastic goals. Positives: fantastic first half, some really nice football. Dele Bashiru's performance, obviously. But I just feel, and I mentioned in another video, if we're not going to play with a defensive midfield player, then we've really got to start making chances count. And we had a couple of half opportunities. That's the one thing, not clear cut. Gregory had a couple, didn't he, had half chances, and I thought a couple of times Windass could have took shot on, but it looks like with the way we're defending, we're going to have to be scoring 2 and 3 goals a week to have a chance of winning a game. So some nice football first half, and attacking football. It was front foot, we were getting them, we were trying to press, we were trying to close them down, and we're going to have to continue to do that if we're to win games, winning ball back as far up pitch as possible, and rattling some goals away. Of course that'll be easier said than done, because bloody Gregory got sent off there at the end. He had a fistful of shirts. He was going to get booked for that, I think. But Smith and Windass in week against MK. I think it will. I think this 3-5-2's here to stay. The players we've brought in does give us scope that we could change it in a game, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're just going to play this way and try and play as way out of it. Just got to start putting chances away. Hopefully, maybe if Smith gets a run of games now, he's the man who will. Because I'll say one thing, that first off, we put a lot of good crosses in boxes, and I just kept thinking, I'll bet he sat there on bench thinking, bloody hell, I'd be on the end of that. So, first game of the season, we ain't lost. We've scored 3 goals. Dele Bashiru played well. We played well as a whole, I would say, for 30 minutes out of first half, and we actually showed some spirit to come back once things went pear-shaped, went south in second half. Showed spirit to come back, which maybe this time a year ago would have just crumbled away and lost from that position. So to come back again, that's got to be seen as a positive, because I am going to be captain positive this year. Point on board, keeps that running league going at home, because I'm not including playoff game last season. Just got to stick with it, haven't we? Just got to stick with it. Score a goal and just learn how to head, but that's ongoing, so I can't see that changing. MK Don's next. I'll try and do a video for that. But although apparently they've had some big changes in some of Twine's gone, I think they've had 13 players gone out and 13 new ones in, so big changes there. Be interesting to see what they look like, and hopefully get that first win. Edit. 4 o'clock, Jesus. Oh. One or two of you been having trouble finding videos. Subscribe. That's first thing. Make sure you subscribe for notifications, but also click that little bell, and then you get the little red dot whenever I put a new video on, or if I do out live, which I don't do out live, but if I did. So little bell, ding, and you'll get a ding. My dingling, won't you play with my dingling?